bring us in 5, 4, 3. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Zweihander, the Great Schism, brought to you by the Component Cast. I apparently have a lisp tonight, but what is the Great Schism, Roach?
Well, that's not what I do on my part. I tell you what game we're playing.
Exactly. What are we playing?
There we go. We're playing Zweihander, a grim and perilous RPG published by Andrews McNeil Publishing and designed by Daniel D. Fox. It's a grimdark set of low fantasy rules based on a D100 system that we've been having a great time with. If you're looking for a different feel for the game, today is the release of a new game, Blackbirds, another game published by Andrews McNeil Publishing and designed by Orion Vernier. I'm not sure. It starts with a V, though. A dark fantasy RPG where the gods have failed and the last great battle lost and the light of civilization fades. It's a very interesting setting, actually. It's kind of like a post the evil wizards have won and taken over the place of the gods. It's kind of cool. But just to point out, the artwork for the setting is really great. If you check out like their various places you can buy it on DriveThruRPG or Amazon or even Andrews McNeil Publishing, like their website. It's a very cool aesthetic that's distinctly different but similar to the other Zweihander Grim and Perilous based systems. It's really nice. I'd highly recommend it. And if that's not your bag and you're more interested in historical settings, you can take a look at another game, Flames of Freedom, an RPG set during the War of American Independence, but with the horror and grim backdrop turned up to 11, with Freemasons, witch hunts, occult conspiracies, and even a few all-American cryptids.
Very, very nice. Well, without further ado, let's get on with tonight's broadcast. We're back.
All right. So, last week we had a very interesting session. Would anybody like to recap it?
Sure.
Or
I had a lovely time, apparently. No, I don't think I'm
We'll go over
qualified.
what happened.
I think the gnome alone needs the portent dice.
Fuck you. That's an awful pun, you little shit.
Hey,
I thought of it.
It was Fred.
It was my idea.
It's not.
It's still an awful pun, you little shit.
Thanks.
Well, go ahead, Fred.
Okay, so we went to the pine forest, which was on the border between the two mighty Ratkin kingdoms. After finishing the fight at the cave at the tomb where the metal was, we successfully snuck past two blind rats with some sweet talking from Drakel, and then Ashen committed some war crimes.
It was a Tuesday.
Yep. So got into the fort that was surrounding the very tall pine tree after Jeska managed to climb up a tree, figured out where it was, bypassing probably quite a bit of stuff. We got to the fort. Ashen went in by themselves, poisoned a soup, made the rats go mad, made everyone else go mad when they took the hand away from the root of the tree, and now we're getting out of the forest and probably going to find out what consequences that occurred from releasing the tree from the grasp of man.
All right. And because of the portent roll wasn't really working out the way I wanted it, basically what it is now is you will either have a choice of when a d6 comes up, you can choose to either have it be 6 or a 1, depending on whatever it is. So either if it's like something like you're taking a negative effect, you can have it be a 1, or if you're doing damage, you can make it a 6 and then get another roll. So it's that way you've got the best of both worlds. You can make a pick, but it only lasts 1 session. So if it comes up, it doesn't, but that's what it is. So may make it last, but you only get 1, maybe. Well, we'll see. We're still working it out. So yeah, you were able to exfil out of the fort and relink with your rest of your party after finding all of the ratkin unconscious, as they took way too much peril and became immediately incapacitated. So, what would you all like to do?
I think we're leaving.
It's time to go now.
It is, but I think it's dark, so we probably need to camp for the night. Where Ashen will explain what they've just done.
Are you wanting to camp in the inner forest where you're at right now, or are you wanting to get out of the little cordon?
Let's get away from the incapacitated, dead, dying, or insane rats.
Okay. How far you want to go? You want to go back through the entrance where it was guarded before by the 2 armored rats, or you want to just stick in within the walls? What I mean.
Thoughts?
Well, the crazy guard said that they still had 8 hours left on their shift, so they've probably switched. But it's still a case of, even if we catch them during shift change, where it's probably easier to sneak past them, or we could just walk past them. They didn't seem to notice the first time. What do you guys think? Well, obviously, our big augury friend is not here, so. What are you doing? What are you trying to show me?
Cat.
Oh, it's a bunny.
He's got cute bunnies,
Oh,
so
it's
he's
a
also
bunny.
not got the mic pressed down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, look at the cute bunny. Rival's not here for this session. He's gone. He's being abducted by bunnies. We can't hear you, Rival.
Lena, go back to the last campaign.
Bunny.
That's my job.
Hey!
Hey.
Hey guys.
Hey, we
Hey,
can hear you.
Sorry, I'm late. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
You're fine.
Okay, awesome. I've been struggling with the gremlins, which are my own tribe, admittedly, for a little bit here. But I think I got it working. So
Did you get
Alright.
them wet? Was that the problem?
yeah. Oh, I get my gremlins wet all the time, as you well know, mate.
Midnight.
Oh no.
You turned
Did
it
you-
wrong.
You fed them.
It was
you got
never
them wet,
right.
and then you fed them after midnight. And it got really bad.
Yeah, so I wanted to get it fixed. Apologies. But I'm here now, ready to save the day. What kind of mischief have you got yourselves into?
We just started, and they're making a decision of how far to walk. So it's going to be taking about 20
All the-
minutes to go through this.
All the way. Go all the way. Done.
Doing this party.
To the destination. Done.
Are we setting up camp inside the compound or outside the compound? I say outside.
That
Sounds
makes
like
sense.
wise talk.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I think leaving the encampment makes sense.
Yes.
He is being distracted by adorable bunnies.
Okay. So, it'll take you, if you're going to be going outside of the tree wall, you know how to get there. It's basically a marked path from where you are to back to that entrance where it was guarded. And when you get there, you see two figures in armor on either side of the entryway, or exitway, I guess in your case.
Continue to walk.
Yo, Kluft, go distract them.
Okay. I'll wander towards them.
Okay. As you get closer, they do not move.
What are they wearing? Sorry, are they like man-sized or are they rattling sized?
They're the same. Remember when you went, you encountered those two armored ratkin that couldn't see out of their helmets. Blast.
No, because she wasn't here last week.
I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
So
remember
you tell
that.
me
Sorry.
it's the same. You tell me that's the same. I'm glad that I'm so memorable.
It's a rival one here last week in Italy.
I was still not here this week.
Who are you?
So
Who's
are
talking?
they of the same? Are they of the are they of the same clade? Basically.
They look similar, yes.
Okay. Well, I'll wander towards them.
Oh,
And
have
say,
they
"Hello."
died in their armor?
What you see is two figures. Their spears resting against one of their shoulders, and they're just kind of not moving.
Hello.
He fell asleep.
No response.
Excuse me. If they did feel the response, I'll go up and knock one of them in the head.
Okay.
I go to move around them to see them from the front.
Okay. You knock one in the head, and then
He falls over.
backwards. Yep.
Do I get any XP?
Yes.
That's how this game works.
I look
You
over to
get
the
1 XP.
This isn't 3rd edition D&D. Okay?
3.5. All right, so I look over to the party and I go, I think I've defeated them in combat. I want to do the same to the other one.
I think they had some dinner.
Yeah.
Falls over sideways, just kind of like ragdolls down, but it's still kind of propped halfway up
There's
by the
something I
armor.
need to tell you all.
Maybe we should fetch a doctor. Although they're very expensive and will take limbs if you let them. I think we should get medical help for these rat folk. Guys. He's gonna be in trouble.
I'm not.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I tell you what though, if it was two humans, would you be like that? You'd be like, oh no, we best go get these guys to the
No,
hospital. They're
actually.
very ill right now.
Not in this case.
As soon as they're rat folk, it's like, pfft,
I would like to point out
leave
that
them.
it was not me who poisoned them. I didn't
Let
commit
him-
war crimes.
let
wasn't my
them die.
All crimes.
Damn.
In this game, breaking the Geneva Convention is not a free action; it is required.
Yeah. Full action at least.
You mean in this
surely.
party, regardless of the game system?
That's true, I suppose.
Well, the two rats are at my feet, I suppose.
Yeah, no, they're just
I am
kinda
triumphant.
ragdolled down, covered in their armor still. Like some of them
Yeah.
are like the armor's kind of ill-fitting, so one of the like some of the hands and like feet are still like locked in a position, but they're not like.
Are they making noise or are they like
You don't hear anything.
silent?
No?
As silent as the grave. They are as silent as the grave.
You want to open
I
like
think-
one of their helmets or something?
Yeah, sure. I'll check
Okay,
on.
give me a brawn check.
A brawn check.
Just a flat brawn check.
I will assist.
74.
With
Fail.
muscles.
It's a fail. You gotta like try and wrench it open, but these things are bent.
It's
closed.
it's Zweihander, dude. It's based on the Warhammer system. Like 2/3 of the time, it's going to be a fail. my brawn is like 40. You know what I mean? Like
No.
let's hit D&D.
Yeah,
The
you try and open it
C100.
up.
Okay. Well, I failed to do so. I'll take out my can opener, and I will begin to try and can open the helmet.
Sure.
Yeah. Does it work? Is it successful? Is there a check for this?
No, because this is funny. So, I'm a very arbitrary GM. That's fine.
It's fair.
Yeah, no, you've kind of like you get a wedge. I'm assuming can opener is just like a kind of oddly shaped knife in this day and age.
Oh, it's a crowbar. It's a crowbar.
Yeah, you pry up like one of the hinge joints and like open it up, and what you see is a face of a ratkin that is immobile, with its eyes bloodshot, looking forward, deadly like a doll, and like a whole bunch of just like bloody like mess like around its muzzle and kind of staining the inside of the helmet. It's just kind
Oh, I've been there, buddy. If I put my ear, is it breathing?
do a medicine check, or what is it? Not medicine.
It will be medicine.
Medicine
was
was
great.
great.
And that's a
Maybe
trained
cool.
skill.
Maybe call over the
Fail.
person who's actually got training in this.
Well, you're all free to cut me. You can see me.
The closest thing to a doctor.
It'd be a heal check. It'd be a heal check. It wouldn't be-
Well, I rolled 66. No matter what the check is, it's a fail. Critical fail.
It's a fail.
Yeah, it's
Critical
critical.
fail.
I rolled 66.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You're not totally sure. He could still be hanging on.
Okay,
You're not
I
hearing
will.
a breath, but you know, it can happen.
I've been here. I got to put him in the recovery position.
Wait, you know the recovery position?
Hell yeah! You wake up, you vomit in the middle of the night.
Is that even invented yet?
For Kluft it is.
I mean,
Kluft pioneered it.
Kluft lives on the streets. There's a lot of drug addicts and stuff, and people that get
every
like,
now and then
Yeah.
you're just it's
murdered,
like it's
you
like walking
know.
on the streets of Dublin. Every
If
now and then you see
somebody
a guy
would
lying
have a
around, you're just like,
recovery position,
wow.
it'd be a gutter snipe. That
Yeah.
would-
Yeah, I move him on his side so that he doesn't like
choke on his own.
choke on his own vomit.
Yeah.
Again.
You're all watching this from about like 20
Yeah.
feet away. Like,
I just start
Apothecary
walking.
General's warning: do not move people in this sort of state.
No.
Apothecary General's warning.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of moving people in this state, I'll go over and check on the other one and do the same thing. Hey, this doctor stuff isn't hard at all.
Hold on.
I can't wait to
That was
continue to
Dagmar.
apply my craft, my newfound craft.
Yeah, you open up the whole. You do the same thing. It looks fairly similar.
Yeah,
Fairly similar,
Yeah.
if not worse.
yeah. I think they have a bit of a stomach bug.
Oh, please do the do you confer thing. Do you confer?
I don't know what this is.
Huh?
I don't.
It's.
I don't
Have you seen the film? What's it called? Where he's like. No, not confer. Concur. That's it. Do you concur? Like
Catch
ask
me
the
if you
doctors.
can.
Yeah,
I've
catch
seen
me if
that.
you
I've
can.
seen it. I've seen it.
He doesn't know what he's doing, but he turns to the other doctors and go, "Do you concur?" And they're like, "Oh, I should have said, do I concur? I'm such an idiot."
Well, I think jobs are good, and I think I fixed them. I think they're distracted.
I keep walking. I'm
All right.
Ashen has their hood down as low as it'll go.
Yeah, you walk by and these are definitely dead. just like faces of agony frozen in time. And yeah, so yeah, you leave them behind as a group, and you go a little ways out before setting up a small camp in a little clearing that you can find. So yeah, You have the rest of the night. What does Ashen want to do?
I think those guys were drinking pretty heavily or had ingested something.
They drank something.
Cutting close to the truth there.
It reminds me of what I've seen on the streets.
You know how I said I was on a mission of sorts?
Now she's on a watch list.
Is it a mission from God, Blues brother? Is that what it is?
I mean, yeah, technically.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Why, yes, how did you know?
I think I've just done something terrible.
What, like stepped on a crack? Broken a mirror?
Killed an entire compound of Ratkin?
Ah.
Come again?
Stuff, do you remember the mushrooms in the bottom of the alchemist's?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh no. Oh no, no, no.
Hey.
Dagmar's head sinks into his hands.
What about him?
I needed to sneak through to get to the tree, and I managed to find that tunnel, and it led me to the kitchen, where they were back in were preparing dinner, and there was a soup, and the mushrooms that I took from the alchemist I put into the soup. And waited in a storeroom for a while. And then I started hearing themes. And those who weren't dead were attacking each other in fits of panic and paranoia. All I could do was focus on the tree. Went down a tunnel that went under the pine at the center. A withered body holding onto one of the branches. And I thought, well, beautiful. It was beautiful green. It was giving life. And I took the hand away from the root, thinking of the message that we saw in that. And I was knocked against the wall by a pulse. Frightening. Left, and as I was leaving, everyone rats that was weak, ground incapacitated. Face when I came out, I think that you guys were hit with it too. I think I did. Taking the hand from the root, I think, was the right thing. Killed dozens.
Wait, was your mission to murder all the rat folk?
No, it was my mission to figure out what was happening with the forest, figure out why the Pale Riders had come, figure out why everyone had turned violent. This is why Ada had sent me. And I think this is what happened. And I think I have fixed that, but deaths are so many. Sorry, Kluft.
I'll look to see how everyone else is sort of taking it.
I can't remember. Were we aware of this plan?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
I made it up as I went along when I got in there.
Dagmar stares at you with barely contained rage.
Mhm.
I need to roll something. Sorry, I've been chewing ice cream this whole time. I had a big mouthful just as Red asked that question. And I'm like, why did you do this to me?
She's good at it.
She is. Okay. Right. It's hard to tell with Jeska. You're not sure if she's dismissive, angry, nonchalant. Doesn't really have any major expression.
I understand if you don't want me around anymore. Once we get back to...
I don't know. I think thick as thieves, really. I think we're all a little bit responsible.
I don't think anyone's done anything like this.
Oh, it's pretty bad, yeah. It's a lot of lives, for sure. I mean, I remember a time I stole a pear. This is significantly worse, I think, in the scheme of things. So I'll probably remember this day forever as well.
Don't think they were good themselves. There was a lot of storeroom that I went into. There was a lot of wares with dwarven runes, and I don't know whether they were stolen or...
Wait. The rage falls from his face. Wait. Dwarven runes? Could this
Yeah,
be
I
the thing stolen from my wagon?
Roach, would I have managed to grab one of the kegs on my way out?
You did say you would on the way out. You did leave through the tunnel again. You didn't go through the front door. So you would have passed by. Yeah, I'll say you've got one of the smaller ones. Yeah.
I hand it to Dagmar, see if he recognizes the runes or the writing or anything.
Yes, do I recognize it?
Yeah, no, you like look at it and it's a like pretty standard like small travel cask, but and you see it written in dwarven runes on the side. It's kettle bottom choice draft, aged 20 years. It's a
Very popular.
It is, and it was part of the wares that were being transported in the caravan that you were.
Boy, this is some of the stuff that we was transporting on our caravan. Might well perhaps be the very same.
Are these the folk then who ambushed your caravan and robbed you?
Boy, they might very well be the same.
That makes me feel a little better.
But this is not the way to have done it.
No,
This was
no,
not
I know.
a dignified redemption. This was underhanded, cunningness which is dishonorable, and it stains me and my name, my father's name, and my father's father's name, and my father's 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 name to be associated with such a stain. But nonetheless, it seems that these may well have been the very same that attacked our caravan.
We should have just asked if we could see the tree.
There's the 2 bodies outside of it, Kluft. Don't think they wanted.
Well, at the end of the day, they were soldiers, right? Soldiers is sort of designed for killing.
No, but Dagmar's right. They should have died in battle. I killed them with subterfuge and poison.
Well, it's not the difference between dying of being poisoned and dying of in a fight that you weren't in. Best fights are the kind you don't know you're in.
There's no honor on either side.
We're not knights.
One of us is.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't
but
commit any crime, as far as I'm concerned. Sometimes you need to do the dishonorable thing to win. And in this situation, I don't think you did anything exceptionally wrong.
is that the official knight position on it then?
No, it's my position on it.
Oh, what's the official knight position on it?
I don't know. Go ask someone who cares.
You're not a very good knight, are you?
I'm a pretty good knight, but I'll be honest with you. If it's a case of you tell me to charge into this place and attack a vastly superior, well-defended fort with a lot of people who will definitely fight to the death, or we can do what Ashen did and win with nobody on our side dying, I'll take that.
I must remind you, this was not a matter of knightly humanness or paladiness or honor on the case of that. My referencing was specifically for the Dwarven clan honor system. But in this case, redemption has still been achieved, just in a manner that would be unbecoming of our kind. Nothing to do with knights. Knights, I've dealt with knights, and knights are not necessarily honorable people. They are warriors, and they know the ways of war are sometimes messier.
Messy, yes.
Surely, they're always going about on their horses,
That's just
finding
propaganda.
swords.
I think I know of those types of knights, and those are the type that think that war is a jousting list.
Or that war is the dance. It's very rarely anything.
Which is to say they're the
flailing
young
about
knights.
trying not to die.
Boy, which is to say they're the young prancing knights who have not actually seen war yet.
Who would be a famous knight in this world, Roach?
There. Well, hold on.
Well,
I tell you,
the leader, not the leader, but the founder of the Ashen.
This isn't what Sir Landemir would have done. Sir Landemir would have showed up with his horse and old Motley, and they would have been able to defeat all the rat folk and just found their way to the tree.
Stories aren't real, Kluft.
Says you, but we're fighting zombies in forests raised by fairies.
Well, that may be true. It does not mean that every story you read is true, or hear is true.
I don't know.
little point there.
Actually,
Fairy tales aren't real. How do you explain those werewolves that were fighting?
Listen, fairy tales may not be real. If werewolves are real, they are tearing me in half. They are not, unless they're Scottish. Scottish werewolves are cool. Look those up. They're actually pretty cool.
I seem to recall a film called Dog Soldiers that disagrees with that.
Scottish werewolves used to leave food at like windows and stuff for poor people. That's the whole thing about Gaelic werewolves.
yeah, dog soldiers.
Yeah,
my mind went to that as well.
Left food at the thing. It just happened to be, their family members that were left over from the meal the werewolf just had.
I mean, maybe, but hey, at least you got to eat, right?
Well, look, at the end of the day, they signed up for a soldier which could have got them killed. They eat some bad soup one day. It happens to the best of us. Personally, I know plenty of folk who went in the trash for eating the wrong sort of soup. It's not you're not the first one to have put something in a soup that shouldn't have got in there. You're not gonna be the last, certainly.
Drakel?
I'll go with the flow.
Let's just never mention this again.
Out of my element, so.
Got to talk to Newton about it yet. Feel like he won't mind you.
Maybe, well, I would say something about talking about things usually helps your feelings, but I don't know if Newton would be that kind of man.
Well, before I became enlightened, I would have said he probably would have eaten you. But now I know that I'm not allowed to think that people do things based on what kind of monster they are. So I think he'll probably not eat you in order to defy my expectations.
You're learning,
Cluft's
Cluft.
trying.
Cluft's trying.
Wait, does
Cluft's
Cluft
trying.
believe that I'm not eating people just to subvert people's expectations?
Yes, undoubtedly, yeah, undoubtedly.
He's trying. He's trying his hardest.
Cluft thinks Newton's being meta.
I asked you to explain it. You're an ogre.
Brilliant. Okay, fine. Brilliant. Love it.
So, yes.
Can we see any stars?
I did say you were in kind of a clearing. You can see like a little bit of the sky, kind of from where you're at, because it's still a pine forest, and it's going to be pretty, you know.
Cluft. Look up.
Uh-huh. Okay.
For that one, you'll always go east. Then over there, the Great Swan.
Wow. In Lindistrom, you can never see the stars. Usually it's just a big, thick bit of fog.
They're quite beautiful if you look up.
They're very bright, but very small.
If you look over there,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to make up some names, Roach.
Go ahead. It's not the, I already have to keep track of Cluff's whole backstory.
That's the Wanderer. That goes across the sky and keeps going and then rotating. Nobody quite knows what happened.
Whoa.
Actually, I can say that's a regional name because there's actually something. I do have some stellar things mapped out for this world.
Is
Of
it
course you do, Space Nerd.
is its twin named Dion, like the Wanderer Dion? Is that a thing? Please.
No.
Right.
But
No, there's three moons, and there's one moon that is called the Pilgrim because it goes between the two other larger moons as it orbits, because it has a very highly elliptical orbit. So it looks like it goes from one to the other. It goes from Prospera and Lenoir, the two other larger moons in the sky. So it's called
Well,
Pilgrim.
I was thinking the Wanderer was a planet because that's what planets are named after.
No, that's true. It's true.
And then you've got the moons.
I heard that the moons were made out of cheese.
It's a theory.
I
It's yet
heard
to
that they
be...
were made of marble, the finest marble.
Yeah, right. Like, why would they be made out of marble?
Marble is a great and precious resource.
Exactly. If they were made out of marble, somebody would have gotten them by now.
We don't quite know how far away they are yet. And we don't know how to get there. It's something my parents were looking into.
Oh, were they wizards? I heard wizards love stars.
No, that they're scholars. but their main research was the night sky. That's why I can read the stars so well.
Oh, wow.
And as you watch the sky and set down for the night, Newton.
Hello.
Newton, you're sleeping at the stables where they've cleared out and made sleeping arrangements for all of the larger folk that were part of the party. You're sleeping when you hear a knock at the head of the stable. Like a rapid set of knocks.
Yes? Sorry, hello?
Mr. Newton! Newton! Or whatever your name is.
Yes? No, that was it. What? Out with it.
Inspector, hold on. Because you said you were spending all of your time talking with the inspector and doing...
I've been doing various things. I've been doing various things. I've also been writing my story.
Inspector Prideclaw needs you.
Rightio. Well, okay. I'm just gonna button up my shirt and grab my things and head out.
And this little rat kind of just guides you to a two-story building in kind of the central part of town, where you see Inspector Prideclaw, an individual that you helped yesterday with a couple of cases that he had, and a few other of his underlings around a building that has a broken-in front door.
Oh.
I thought he was going to be like, there's been a murder of almost 60 rats. Just we need you to solve it.
Playing that's like everything. There was this big loud noise and suddenly everyone's going insane here. Oh god, no.
Some of the soup is seeped into the water table.
Okay. I arrive on scene.
Newton, thank God you're here.
I'm just listening to the Bill soundtrack now. It's just playing in my head.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the music. What seems to be the problem?
We got a breaking and entering, 2 dead. No sign of force entry other than the door. No sign of stolen valuables. We're not exactly sure what happened. We're assuming it has something to do with a crime of passion or drug related.
Okay. Did you use luminol?
Okay. Let's take a look at the scene. May I?
Let me take a look at the bodies.
We're still waiting on the barber to show up to give us a cause of death, but sure.
Have you dusted the scene for paw prints?
Some doe-skin leather gloves.
Of course. It's moleskin, thank you.
Yeah,
it's cheaper.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay, what do I see on the? So it's 2 dead. What's the scene of the crime look like?
Well, as you you're kind of looking in from the outside, as it is a ratkin home.
Yeah.
You see two rats of indeterminate gender. As you're still not exactly sure on how to read that. You haven't asked Kluft enough to work it out. You see 2. One of them seems to be dead in a corner, has a large knife sticking out of their chest, and the other one looks to be like on some sort of maybe like a couch or a seat of some sort in the corner, and is just kind of like sitting there, and just a whole bunch of blood on their front, and just kind of like sloughed on the side. And we're not exactly sure what happened. There are a few telltale things that might lead us to some clues. There's some runes on this wall that we can't exactly figure out what they mean, but that's about what we got.
Interesting. Can I take a quick look at the runes? Do I identify?
Yeah, no, you kind of like crane your neck over there, and you see a message written in common.
What does it say?
It's hold on, let me get it up.
To them it's runes, it's actually just common. Okay, cool. Yep.
It says this is what you get, Skull Grip, for your poor quality goods.
This is what you get, Skull Grip, for your poor quality goods. This seems to be a crime of vengeance in some way. Do we have an identification?
Amazing.
Do we have any identification for the two deceased? Is it either one of these Skull Grip?
Yeah, the one on the couch.
Interesting. Interesting. Well.
So they can't read common, but they know what a couch is. All right, cool.
They're very like they learn through like manual means. Not very.
You know what? To be fair, I'm the same.
I've got the perfect music up now. Cool. And the other, is this family of theirs at all, or?
Not sure on this one. This is why we're thinking we're not exactly sure. It's an nobody knows who this is. Might not even have a name yet.
I'm sorry, what? Might not have... Ah, of course, you earn your names.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is that not how you do it?
No, I was given to mine at birth. Well,
weird.
Actually, no, I wasn't. It's complicated. We can go into it later.
You give me a lot of mixed signals, Newton.
Interesting. Do we know what Skull Grip sold?
We're not exactly sure. They've only just implemented a currency system yesterday, so we're kind of working through it.
Yes, I recall.
Yeah, you remember the shouters coming through, and they're giving us all these pieces of shit, and you see like he brings it out, and there's like a wooden circle that's got got some etchings on it.
Don't worry, you'll get used to it.
I guess what? I guess so. King's advisors seem to be all up for it.
In the long term, it gives you a... I'll get into that later as well. Okay. So I can't fit into this place. I'm gonna quickly circle the property. Could you send one of your assistants to see if they couldn't find anything that looks to be a ledger of sales? Perhaps we'll get information on who purchased from the individual here.
Explain what a ledger is.
Right. A book of runes.
One of the ones from the side just goes, "Boss, I know what a ledger is. I'm fine with that. It's just I'll go check."
Okay, so it's just this one that covered.
Right.
Okay. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do a lap of the building, see if there looks like the front door's been broken down, but just want to see if anything's up with the rest of the house.
Okay. Yeah, it's two-story house.
Mainly because I can't enter it.
Yeah, it's a two-story house. There's an entrance in the front, entrance in the back. When you go, and there's a back door that looks to be barricaded. It's got like a couple of crates in front of it that look to be blocking it from your eyes.
From the outside.
Yeah, like you can see the door, but it's only like halfway.
Interesting. I continue my loop around.
Yeah, you see a couple of windows on ground floor. There's some sort of like kitchen, or at least like a cookery in the back. Some large like study room that looks to be in there that you can look through. There's a couple of looks to be like paintings, is a generous term for it, that are hung on a wall, and a couple of like leather scrolls that are kind of like haphazard on a desk. And you see like the one who knew what a ledger was, like comes in and then grabs up the leather scrolls and brings them outside and kind of goes around and brings them to you. Found these.
What's your name? Or do you not have one yet? Can I give you a name?
Sure.
Your name's Sure. Okay.
Right. Yep. No, Sure Watcher. That's my name. It has been this whole time.
Good. Because I was gonna go with Wattsmith. Okay. It seems the back door was barricaded. Whoever entered through the front did not want the occupants to be able to leave. This was planned. Which...
No, that was me. We thought he might be still in there, so we kind of barricaded it, but it's a pull, so...
Well, smart move. It's a pull. Hang on. They caught me like... Okay, I'm gonna have a look at these ledges. Is this in common or is this in rat?
It's in rat. It's in rat. There's a lot of scratches and like it looks like some sort of symbol system that's kind of...
My rat's a little rusty. I hand it back to the Sure Watch. Could you check?
No, I only read common.
We need to find someone who can speak rat.
Well, we can all speak rat.
Right,
it's whether or not you can read it. Right. No, I know that one. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, he was selling stuff. There's a lot of quantities here. That's the word, quantities?
No. Very good, very good. And I want to see if there... Do any of these look like they could be names?
A few of them. Well, not a lot of names. Just kind of like customer 1, customer 2, name here, customer 3. You know, not everybody has a name.
Any names here that stand out as people who may have fought from the individual? Someone that don't have a bad temperament.
Bad temperament. Let's see here. Well, we've got customer 1, customer 2. We've got a strong tail. He's a scout in the military. I don't know if he's even in town. Let's see here. You got Stuart Blackthorn. Okay. Yeah. You got the Grand Seneschal, Darkwater. Right there. You've got. Let's see here. You've got.
What is it? This individual sword? Do we know?
I can go check.
Might be useful, because this is a high profile list of clientele. Curious.
All right, I'll go check.
I'm gonna go back round to the front as well. No, take it.
He goes back. Yeah, you just see the inspector just standing out there looking important, but just kind of not doing a lot.
Sure. Whilst there's no one around me, I'm gonna try and take a drink, and I'm gonna try and get a little bit drunk and and just look at these things like really intently and use my
sure, you may try
my special skill.
You cannot read the language it is, but sure. Maybe your drunkenness.
No, I'm using this as like a cover as while I'm thinking. So it's like I'm trying to make it look like. Yeah, it's cleaned up. No, I'm trying to make it to the rats look like that I'm not discovering answers by going into a drunken mind palace. I want them to think. I want them to think that I'm
drunken mind palace.
How it works, when Newton.
God damn.
Yeah, sure.
That is a 19. I needed I needed a 55 and I got a 19, which means I succeed my scrutinized check.
Well, you didn't ask. I imposed a -30 on that.
Oh, but okay. Even so, I still succeeded my scrutinize check. But
yep, you did.
So I can ask the DM to either give me an important clue or to just help me understand the answer to this investigation.
Okay, yeah.
What am I missing? If anything.
Be more specific.
What is he missing, DM?
Do I think that there was another party involved, or is the perpetrator dead inside?
You have not heard that this individual had any type of wife or partner. So that seems weird. That there would also be a second body in there. But you see Pride Claw come up with there. Yeah, I know what that's like. You mind spicing this up? That he holds up a cup.
The thing that I'm getting drunk off of might kill the rat.
Ain't my first rodeo, buddy.
I'm gonna give him the tiniest drop.
All right. That's vile.
The ogre humors are completely different balance to those of the rat. It's also vile to me, but
true humors.
It
Got
works.
It. Yeah.
What? It's the only understood form of medicine.
5,
no, he just doesn't know 4, what the fuck you're talking about.
3, 2, 1. Rat passes out.
I'd be surprised how high Pride Claw's constitution is.
The shopkeep inside. He didn't have a partner. Yet there are 2 victims in this establishment. Which leads me to believe
I thought that was weird too.
Leads me to believe that either that is the perpetrator in there, or perhaps our shopkeep managed to get one of the assailants. You said, interesting. The shopkeep is the one who is dead on the sofa, right? And the other one's the one with the knife in them.
Yes.
Maybe he got a lucky blow and took down his attacker. Not before
the second body is just someone who happened to be there at the wrong time and got killed.
It's an either or in this case, and I unfortunately am too large to fit in the building.
You see your helper walk up with an armful with a bag, and say, "This is the only thing we can see that's kind of packaged like he's selling things. So this is what we got."
I take it. I unwrap it. I sway a little bit.
Yeah.
I refocus.
Yeah, you open up the bag and you see a whole bunch of like smaller bags in it, all individually packaged.
Have these rad folk been like watching police procedurals? Because I just find it incredible that like in their new society, one of the things they've done is invent police.
They're throwing people in the river and forgetting about it.
Yeah, I mean that works, right?
All we're missing is a guy with sunglasses who has them taken off and then just go, "It's a case of murder."
Yeah.
Can I inspect these little
I
parcels?
smell a rat.
Sorry.
Incredible.
You want to interact with society, so you're gonna have to.
No, it's fine.
Can we do that? I've got the who.
No.
I was gonna say I've got that on my soundboard. Don't tempt me.
No. Copyright. Yeah, no, you got a whole bunch of smaller bags inside the big.
I'm gonna open up one of the smaller bags.
Okay, you see a like off brown powder.
I'm gonna gum it.
Yeah, you feel numb. Like that's very numb feeling around your.
Interesting.
What do we got?
Some sort of Can I make it like an education check to try and work out what that is, or a...
Sure. Sure. God damn it. That voice is...
Sure.
Yeah. The sooner we get away from these rats, the better my voice will feel.
That actually is a success. I rolled a 60 and I needed a 63.
It's a narcotic of some sort.
Drugs.
I knew it. We don't have a drug problem, but I made the assumption and I was right. That's why I'm this. That's why I'm the inspector. His underling goes, that's right.
Not for your logic.
Seems like an open cut case of drugs.
Mm-hmm. It seems like an open shut case of drugs. And I think, from the looks of it, it's drug bust gone wrong, but they managed to take each other out. I'm just gonna quickly look at the floor. There's no like signs of like extra tracks leaving the building.
Not that you can tell, no. But there's also just a whole bunch of tracks. It's a rat folk city, so it's not like there's it's like a paved road. Yeah. All right. Well, we didn't even have to wait for the barber to show up. All right, let's get the bodies out of there, clean it up, and sell the home.
I'm gonna just... You need these? Or shall I take them off of your streets?
Normally just leave it in the house, but yeah, you can have it.
I'm gonna take all the narcotics. Okay, we need heroin.
Milk of the poppy.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And so yeah, now
Just a lovely bit of opium.
Yeah. Yep. You walk away from the murder scene as you start hearing them kind of like moving, like bodies. It's like,
Case closed. I'm gonna go back to bed.
And we jump. Yep, and we jump to the morning. So the rest of you, are you wanting to head back to where you want to go?
We need to pick up our ogre.
Mm-hmm.
Not literally, figuratively.
We've left him at the rat daycare, and I kind of feel worried about him.
You're gonna come back and they've advanced like 3 levels of tech.
Yeah, it's like hitting one of those fucking like ruins in Civ where it's like unlock your next tech, but you just did it 3 times in a row. It's like, I should not be here.
So just like a barbarian tribe finding a space shuttle, just like.
It's Stargate. It's Stargate, but before they understood the protocol. It's like I've walked through the portal and there's a medieval society and I'm here with a P90. It's like...
Yeah.
That's why I love Stargate. They don't give a shit about the Prime Directive. It's just like, it's like your gods aren't real. Your gods aren't real. Here's a gun. It's just like,
your gods don't exist, and you will never understand the meaning of life.
They quite literally like had a whole witch trial.
Stargate treats gods like they're some kind of parasite.
Like we treat gods.
So is the whole thing should.
They just literally suck the life out of anything that's close by.
That's true. Does happen.
Like, I just feel like Daniel's like whole sequence was just he was slowly getting progressively more okay with it as time goes on. Like the first season, he's just like, "Shut up, Daniel. Here's a gun." Just like, and literally, that's the one of like the 3rd episode. They give it to a mongrel like leader who give him a fucking M9. It's just,
this is your god now.
There's that whole. It's like when they first introduced the Asgard. It's like they come across like essentially other societies, and it's just like, nope, that you've got it wrong.
No, it's a gray. It's a gray. He's a little alien. Yeah. Look. You want to fight a Star Empire?
Yeah,
Join us.
Sure. It sounds cool.
Very D&D response though.
one
Want to kill a
question.
dude? Yes.
Sure.
Mitch doesn't like sci-fi, but he adores Stargate.
Stargate's not sci-fi.
Sci-fantasy.
Stargate's not sci-fi.
We're talking Stargate, SG-1, and Atlantis, okay? They are loosely sci-fi and more sketch comedy.
Is this the one where they go to
Jason
Egypt?
Momoa.
Well,
at one
I
point.
don't think they actually ever go to Egypt.
They do it in the film.
They go. Well, they go to like the.
No, they don't.
It's like a
In the film-
society that inspired the Egyptians. Is that the case?
Yeah.
And
In the
they-
film,
they-
they don't go either.
And they discover like a
go
gate
to
in the
Abydos.
Atlantic Ocean,
Yes.
and the Russians
Yeah.
are like really annoyed about it.
Under the
So, like, why didn't you tell us?
It's under Alaska,
That's true,
and
yes.
they're like, "We sold you that."
Hmm.
I think it's the whole thing, wasn't it? It's like,
Antarctica. Yeah, it's like
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't
Either
go
way.
to Egypt. They go to the
we digress.
world
We
of-
digress.
They go
Wanna
to
be
Abydos.
Egypt.
No, we
I've never
digress
seen it.
more. Keep digressing.
Dice game. Dice game.
I've never watched
Dice
that.
game. Dice game.
It's- It ages well, kind of, except for that episode with the mongrel horde one, because that one doesn't age at all. that one was bad when that one was bad when it came out. So
Is it as good as Battlestar Galactica?
it's
It's
yes,
different.
but in a different
Totally
way.
different.
Yeah,
It's just
a
totally
different way.
different.
Sounds like it's not as good.
Well,
Battlestar
no,
Galactica-
because Battlestar Galactica was more kind of realistic until they got to season 3.
Battlestar
Okay.
Galactica is a progressive story that every episode builds upon with like little mini stories in there, whereas most of the time Stargate is like a world of the week kind of show where you're going to you're dealing with something different with maybe an overarching story in the last like couple episodes of the season.
Okay.
So
like the
yeah,
old Star Trek.
kind of, yeah. So as you all head back towards the Rat Kingdom that you all came from, I'm just gonna...
Also known as
Nothing-
just the only kingdom.
Well, I guess the rebels would have something to say about that, but half of them are dead now. So
Good job,
Never
huh?
gonna live this down.
You're gonna come back here, and it's gonna be like the end of 6, and they're gonna be, and like the rats are gonna treat you like Ewoks.
What, you mean they eat everything and leave and play with the skulls as like musical instruments?
so
We've
you
already
head back
established they eat
towards
their own kind.
so
What else are you gonna
you
eat?
head back to the kingdom. Nothing impedes your way. It didn't roll anything on the random encounter chart. And yeah, you about midway through the day, you come back to the now somewhat familiar city behind its wooden walls that just continues to chug along. Even see some just, like farmers out in the fields, farm rats, stuff like that. Newton, what are you doing for
Ain't
the day?
natural.
I'm waking up. I'm gonna see any extra jobs have come up. If not, I'm gonna go back to writing my book.
No new jobs. No, there's a lot of complaints to the inspector that he's dealing with. Apparently, money system's a bit rocky right now, but they're working through it. It's only been 2 days since it's existed, so there's
It's pretty good
Like,
going.
it takes at least 2 months for it to
Do
actually.
they need a financial advisor?
Oh damn it! Oh damn it! Oh no!
I think you could do a lot here.
I leave. I don't come back.
You want to deal with these, Newton? I'll give you 3 blanks for it. He like holds up 3 blank wood chips that they use as currency.
What am I dealing with? The people.
Yeah, just all these complaints.
Sure. Newton's interested purely to keep himself occupied at this point.
All right, that's your day. that's half your day.
That and the sweet cash.
Yeah, 3 wood chips. That's right.
I'm waiting for
With a very-
until they have to take down what's it called? A ring of counterfeiters.
Okay.
It was the
I mean,
only
in a
person who owns an
way,
axe
right?
in this society.
In a way, right? It does mean that it's kind of like the whole thing of like using bottle caps in Fallout, because there's a finite amount of them and they degrade over time. So in a way, wood chips actually aren't the worst idea.
It's like orcs with teeth, because
Yeah.
it
Well-
takes care of inflation because they rot.
Wood chips are awful because they live in a forest. So they can
Yeah,
just
but
go
as-
and,
as
and
it-
No, it just
literally
means if you're
scavenge.
smart, you're the richest person in the world.
The
Yeah.
forest is occupied by an enemy military. So,
Doesn't help.
Don't know
Not
if-
anymore.
Yeah. Doesn't yeah, well.
Well, it's only half occupied now.
yeah.
See, what you do is that you introduce them to the idea of fiat currency, where the value is not restricted by the value of wood.
They've had a wood-based currency for 2 days.
Yeah.
Let's wait a couple of months.
The great subversive massacre of that fanatical warrior society is either going to go badly on them, or it's going to make them hyper zealous, and they're going to be worse to deal with because they'll be just like,
we'll
"We are the survivors." The one true God has smiled upon us.
So, or they burn the tree for retribution. Who knows? So, you don't know. Yeah, so you all arrive back, and you find Newton like sitting at a small desk in front of the sheriff's or the inspector's like building, dealing with a line of about 20 rats.
Is his head on his knees?
They've been pretty like basic things, like a lot of complaints about like this shouldn't cost this much. And you say, like, how much should it cost? And he's like, I don't know. That didn't cost anything before. And just a lot of...
Oh, it's Warhammer discourse.
Zing!
Yeah.
What you do is
Nice.
you sign up to this newsletter, and then you put it in your spam, and then is what they'll do eventually for that newsletter is say that they're hiking the price.
And then they're going to start putting rules in it, which you need to...
Yeah. For a long time it won't be important, and suddenly it'll be very important, and everyone will miss it, and then you'll see about it on social media. No, all
the criers will keep just yelling about it.
You all enter to Newton behind a very small desk in a very small hall, but dealing with like very, very organized. It's like, I think the way to explain it would be the way that Basil 40 deals with complaints. It's kind of.
So let me get it straight. You're insulting them, bringing up the wall.
Yes, because they've got one going on, so it works.
Yeah.
And occasionally slapping someone around the back of the head.
Probably would kill them in his case.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be bringing to violence, but it's more of a fact of, look, you just don't understand the concept of currency. Let me go for the beginning. Here's basic economics.
I see this happening.
Check out after a while, so
I see this happening, and Jeska just goes, and then she walks out and goes to sit on the wall. She just finds like a way up to the palisades and sits down with her journal and starts writing.
Ashen will do this.
I'm taking lunch.
a lot of rats. Yeah, just like waiting.
It's like the guy at the D&B just gets up right before you.
Yeah.
Well, dwarves have a good idea of economics, surely. Dagmar could give it a go.
The Kluft should do it.
No, Kluft understands numbers.
Right.
That's
yeah,
the
people
shiniest thing.
complaining. Yeah, people complaining. Come round, one at a time. You there, you're complaining about the price of something. How did you acquire that before? Or something, how would you have acquired that before? Something of equal value. I assume you would have bartered, right? You would have exchanged it for something you feel was worth similar value, right?
Well, water didn't normally cost anything until yesterday, so it's kind of it's.
Yes, but you would have had to exchange service to be given water.
They've gone past like.
It's called a 3-star hotel initiative.
So in this instance, the idea, not the problem being the coins, is the fact that someone is wanting something. Because before you had coins, they would have just simply said, "Give me your things." Food, items, whatever it be. So the problem is actually the person who's charging the water. So there's your solution, is to deal with that person.
Actually, I think they should have just taken it out of the river, mate. But, you know, just kind of going in there.
So what you're saying is we have to kill the watermonger. And there's just a whole bunch of like...
No.
That's what old Whiskers used to say.
Hold on.
The only way to get it for free, and he knew what he was talking about.
So the watermonger... Let's stop with that chain.
Have you guys ever heard of people called the Revolvers?
So,
they're all about revolving society back to the way it should have been, so people don't have to eat the scraps off the table no more.
Right. Let's go back.
That's what I heard, anyway.
Let's go back then.
So,
Fucking
I'm
if you
gonna
can't
find
beat
someone
them,
who's like-
join them. Okay. Good people of the Rat Kingdoms. Tear down
I'm gonna
the
give up here. Can't get well in edgeways, so I'm just gonna give up here.
no, you're fine. No, that's all out of character. No, we'll say Dagmar just starts talking with them and they start going.
But no, he was just explaining that instead of the idea that the coins are the thing that hold the value, instead think of it as a space-saving measure. That if for one day they would like to bring the coins back to exchange them, similar to like the promissory, they're promissaries. That's what he's saying. Well, now you don't have to carry that haulage of many fine goods with you everywhere in case you wanted to get something. Instead, so carry these small amount of coins. And then, if that person wants to exchange those coins for the things that you promised that they are the worth of, then they can come to your house, and they're the ones that are going to have to drag it back now, aren't they? So it saves you a lot of feetsies. But maybe they decide that they can't be bothered, so they'll exchange the coins to someone else who may one day come pick up your things. But nonetheless, the value is secured to the things you used to use before. Make sense? It's just an energy-saving system. Stops you having to actually carry it everywhere.
Alright, so
What's wrong with carrying it everywhere?
so as you do that, you Newton, you go to the rest of the party because Dagmar takes over for this group.
Well,
She's
did you
giving them
find the
economic
tree?
lectures.
We did.
Oh, good. So it still exists then.
The tree is fine. How are you feeling?
I'm a little better. Wounds still ache a little bit, but I solved a murder case. I wrote a book. Started writing a book. Honestly, it was quite a refreshing time. What about the Skycloaks? They give you any trouble?
I'll tell you once we get out of the kingdom. It's not a story for... It's not a story for here.
Right. It went that well, did it?
It was awesome.
Can I like scrutinize her to kind of...
Sure, that would be. And if Ashen wants to try and deceive, you may try.
Doesn't matter. Newton is completely oblivious. That's a 96.
Yeah, that's
Their face is very well covered, so...
I went way over your head. Yes, that was the joke, Red. Let it...
Mikey, is that your mum? Tell her I said hi.
So, what would y'all like to do with,
Where I come from, they don't charge you for water. They just let you take it where if you want, unless you go to the king's garden to take it. Then they cut off your head.
How does the water merchant feed his family or feed himself?
Well, no one would buy it as water because then everyone would just be drinking from puddles for free.
See, that's what I would call a competitive market. People don't like the water that the water carrier is offering. They can go find water elsewhere.
Well, nobody wants to drink water anyway. It's dangerous to drink water. Everybody wants to drink ale. That's what Big Tail's business is.
Their society, they've developed bottled water as dwarves. Hyper-capitalists.
Aren't dwarves all drunkards? That's what I've always heard.
Inside voice, Kluft, inside voice.
Oh, I mean, alcohol abusers.
That's fucking worse.
I'm no longer prejudiced. I've been
A
juiced.
surly-looking rat folk walks down the way, looking dressed like better. He's got like a cup, and he just goes, "You can't abuse it. It just helps you get through the day.
Yeah, the shakes are just when you need more. That's all it is. It's an internal warning sign. You need more.
Yeah, just like when you don't eat for a while.
I can stop whenever I want.
No, you did good.
These are choices.
Oh, okay.
These are choices.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've got three wooden like discs that have a little etching of like a king, like a rat that may be the king. You're not totally sure. It's been kind of etched in there, and they're all different, like slightly.
I hand it to Drakel. Here's look. Take a look at that card. See, you might find that useful.
How?
If you ever need more of it, you know what it looked like.
Oh wow, is that a real life currency?
I can literally bankrupt them with fire.
I might have to teach him how to use metal coin.
Yeah, might have to, mate. Yeah, and then I can nick it. I mean, I can repurpose it for them.
Oh, no, I'm just
Want to see my collection? I can help you.
Anyway, before we also not only teach them economics but also teach them counterfeiting, let's move to somewhere where we can have a discussion, because Newton needs to be brought up to speed onto the other day's affairs, and also we need to discuss where this leaves us with the investigation.
There's an investigation?
Yeah.
Wait, what are we investigating?
Good question.
Oh my Christ.
What's this campaign
the
about?
Pale Riders, where the blacksmith went, what's happening
Oh,
with
yeah.
the wolves.
We need to get the Lord to reinforce the village.
Get back to bed.
Did we solve all those things? All those?
Apparently
times.
not.
Wow.
You
Okay.
You haven't checked in a while, and you don't know something big happened, but you haven't checked in on the repercussions of that yet. So you're kind of you've gone back to the Rat Kingdom, and you found them in the throes of an economic revolution.
Yeah.
Well, damn, that sounds really important. I say we.
And in 2 weeks, if we come back
Oh, yeah,
again, they'll be in the throes of an industrial revolution.
Damn, that sounds
Or
even more
depression.
important. That's
When
pretty
our
wild.
dwarf friend that teaches them how to use metal, and they'll be like restructuring all their houses out of steel beams and redoing their entire currency made out of like gold and silver.
I feel
Hey,
like
I tell you what, Drac, though, if you know that there's going to be a lesson on how to use metal, you should get in on the metal trade like early. That means then, right now, it's really cheap to get. But in like a week's time, when all the rats learn how to use metal, you're gonna be the guy with all the metal.
you know,
Where are they gonna get that metal from?
Yes.
Yeah, Atari.
Yeah, I feel we're just Jamie Lannistering this. I never really cared for the village anyway.
Huh?
Skipping that whole thing.
Which season was that?
That season
Yes.
8.
Okay, in which case I don't care.
Yeah. So what was the? So what do y'all want to do? Where are you wanting to go?
Just
You
Somewhere
want to
private?
leave
somewhere private, I think.
somewhere private? You can go
Lavatory.
back to this. You can go back to the stables that they've made into your like accommodations.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, everything was peachy clean, so nothing wrong with the
Oh.
tree.
Oh, wow. Fancy digs.
Just,
Is that hay?
How about we bring you up to speed over a break?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
oh wow. Okay, so join us
That
in
first
10
half
minutes
flew
time.
by.
Right, I really did. Join us in 10 minutes time, where we'll be back with more of tonight's broadcast. When is a story more than a story? When a tale is more than words on paper? When is an ad more than the script it's written on? In the darkest and deepest annals of our own history, worlds of wonder and splendor burst through like a blister made of hope. From the brain that's wrestled and riddled with madness. A radiant pustule. Writing. Art. That. Storytelling. That is the true lust of life. You too can beautifully indulge in art. Like fans of the greats. Shakespeare, King, Tolkien, Seuss, Mercer. You too can indulge through Twitch Prime. Get extended access to a wealth of knowledge with a simple click, an emotion so small that it could endlessly amount possibilities. Embrace those feelings. Support art. Support the component cast.
Drakoga. It's a city of dreams, they say. They might have even been right once upon a time. But now, it's a rotting, corrupt corpse on a hill. When the nation went dry, a few saw the potential, saw the money that was waiting for them. Now, you can't go a block without passing a speakeasy, even if you can't see it. And you'd be surprised just how many upstanding citizens you'll find at a table with a glass in their hands. These can't help but want money or power. Problem is when both of those mix away from the light of the law. Corruption, exploitation, and murder. It's all just another night in Drakoga.
And we're back. I just ran back into this room, seeing the timer with a tea in my hand, like.
Damn, that
Really is a
kettle,
Mickey Mouse operation,
boiling
isn't it?
slow.
It was today. It's because I had to make more than one and got waylaid. But we're back with the second half of tonight's broadcast. We had just fully regrouped for the first time in an episode and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Splitting the party isn't that bad. It's overstated as a bad thing.
I had a lovely night
It's
off.
what we.
Yeah.
It's all we ever do, and it drives Roach mad.
Like I said, last campaign that we played, they quite literally had, I think, for 6 players or for 5 players, they had 4 separate parties dealing in 4 separate locations, and it was
So
Final mission was 3 parties. I think we were quite restrained with that one.
No, I was on my own.
So
What?
what happened?
Sorry, that was the one before.
What happened?
Well, the tree was in the center of a Skycloak's fort. And to get in there, I was able to sneak into the kitchen and make sure I could continue to be quiet and keep everyone, our party, safe. I added the mushrooms that I found in the alchemist's basement to their soup.
Did we ever work out what type of mushrooms these were?
nope.
And it either killed them or drove them insane. But I think I fixed what was wrong with the think.
We may have a small problem with were rats now, so just want to point that out.
I might have to omit that section of my book, but you did what you had to do.
They were. We confirmed they were the Skycloaks that attacked Dagmar's friends.
Look,
But it doesn't ease my conscience much.
well, if you're worried about it, look at it this way. They didn't believe in the wisdoms. They're probably heretics.
What's the wisdom?
The gods that I worship, Kluft.
Oh. What do they give you? All the best gods give you stuff.
Missions and peace of mind. Most of the time.
Not money or fortune?
Confidence.
Slow and
No.
insidious killer, that thing.
You were saying.
The people here are heretics too. But none of them are bad. Not really. I mean, they're just educated differently. They've got a lot to learn still.
Some of them are probably pretty bad, to be honest. I've seen a couple of them. They look pretty
That's the same in
neat.
every society, though.
I'm not mentioning the E word.
Every society has good and evil, whether it's where I come from, where Drakel's from, where you're from. Probably even the monks at Newton's monastery.
There is a fair reason I am not prescribing as strongly to the wisdoms as you would think of someone who grew up amongst the ecclesiarch.
That they frown on the baby eating.
Again, Kluft, inside voice.
Oh, sorry. Gotta think of the juice. Okay. I take it back.
I have strong reasons, and I will not share them.
But now we're all together again. If some of the others made their difference or feelings known, but I make sure that you are all comfortable.
You should probably let the king know, because you'll probably be seen as a war hero now and be given medals and things.
No, I don't want that. I feel like it would upset whatever balance of power there is. And I don't
To be fair, we've already, certain members of this party have already upset that balance quite drastically. I think we're long past that point.
It's not something I'm comfortable celebrating. It'll come out at some point.
They'd probably give us lots of money, though. And food.
If you care about that, you can tell them.
What?
Could be made a lord.
Despite... you said the tree was amongst this village. What happened to the tree? Is it fine? Was our assumption wrong that nothing was disturbing it?
No, there was definitely something disturbing it, and with as much detail as they can remember, they will explain to Newton the underside of the tree and the light and the way that grasping the root, and then what happened once I made it let go. Which Mitchell already knows.
I'd like to remind you that Midge was running on nothing last weekend. May not already know.
Big green glow, and then there was a withered body holding onto the root. Ashen pulled the hand off the root. Body turned to dust, and it gave out a pulse of light that drove everyone, made everyone scared, put them in a bit of peril.
And you all felt this, even those of you who weren't by the tree.
I felt the influence. I didn't really feel much else.
I got the heebie-jeebies.
So this, whatever this was powerful enough to be felt not only by you, but also have further effects on other parts of the forest and even the town. Is there a chance that the withering skeleton that was harming the tree might have been protector of the forest, therefore sucking the life force slightly out, it was finally released, and therefore we might hear birdsong, etc. on our way back? The life may return.
That's what I'm half wondering. Because it's like the saying that we saw, it was power was stolen in so many words, and I think it's been given back now. So, but I'm wondering if the leaders here seem to live very long lives. I don't know whether that was being influenced by the life force being sucked out of that tree, and it just going into the various leaders, but I mean, the king's not dead. Would have heard. There would be a fight.
Okay.
I think we need to get back to the town.
I agree. I'm feeling it from last night, and but to stay here tonight.
Are you?
Then...
Are you feeling? For mechanical sake, are you imperiled?
Yeah.
I have something for that. If you want to go now.
I think everybody but Jeska is imperiled.
Ah. I don't think I have quite that much.
Yeah, everybody but Jeska failed their will save, I'm pretty sure.
Unless also Dagmar has tinctures or laudanum or anything for those. Like, how badly are you off?
Drugs? Newton has drugs. He just got some from that break and entry.
Not that you know.
Roach are muted.
Roach is eaten.
Oh. He was talking at the mic there. I thought he said something.
Yeah, nobody, I think, has passed the first level of Imperiled, which doesn't impart any negatives yet, but they won't be able to get rid of it until they sleep at a safe location.
Safe, warm location with a full meal, I think, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Safe location is kind of the bare minimum.
Okay.
Discourse has dropped.
Yeah.
Oh.
Odd.
Getting the backup cam back.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if we think this has had... How long does it take us to get back to,
Low Hill.
The village?
Low Hill from here, yeah.
If you're not pushing yourself too hard, about a day and a half, 2 days.
Oh, okay. So it's not something that we can be there by the end of the day kind of thing.
Video's off.
It's meant to.
Yeah.
Otherwise you'd see me 3 times.
I mean, we see enough of you as is.
That's exactly. Okay. Well, I guess we rest here and I will continue to observe. Can I... The Withering Corpse. Does that have anything... Does that tie religiously to anything, or...
And do you mention the fact that there were also human bodies nearby? Like, moderately decomposed ones?
That were hanging from the tree.
Did you mention those? Were they mentioned as well?
I didn't mention... No, Ashen didn't mention them.
Okay.
It wasn't relevant to the tree story.
It could be the blacksmith and stuff. But okay. Can I like folklore those?
Sure. Go ahead and roll out.
Ooh, that's a 16. And I needed a 53. So, no, 63. I need a 63 and I got a 16.
Okay. A Withering Corpse. Religiously... Oh, there you go. Welcome back. Just give me a second. I got 1 bite left of the sandwich.
All good, all good, all good.
Yeah, religiously... You can't think of a lot that matches that. In terms of like religious stories or anything dealing with the wisdoms directly. Okay, and there she goes. Must be dealing with some internet stuff or computer thing.
Probably.
But nothing's really matching that. Something that's like magically or some sort of force keeping it from fully decomposing. It's not Nothing you can really think of that actually flies in the face of some of the teachings of the wisdoms, which teach of a definitive end, times that are meant to end for individuals, with Sothrund being the god of, or the wisdom of life and death and time and that kind of thing. So nothing really jumping out at you.
This is a very unique circumstance, and it is one that only begs more questions.
I agree, but no one here to ask. And I feel like it's something I'll have to ask when I find a temple.
Hopefully we have
The results.
Hopefully we have a closure to this investigation way before then.
I hope so too, but I'd like to know.
All right.
Oh, by the way, somehow in this society, the rats have, before they even finished forming an economy, they formed an organized drug trade. And I busted a drug smuggling ring. I now have many tinctures of an unknown substance that is quite numbing to the gum.
Well, it's that or
Mind if I take a look?
Oh yes, Dagmar, take one of these sacks. How many did I get in the end?
Oh, you have 30 doses.
I give him a dose.
Doses of what?
That's well, yeah.
That's what we're trying to find out.
Doesn't matter. I just need to get high for my mechanics to work. This is just enabling me.
I'm going to analyze this unknown compound to see what it is.
Okay. Go ahead and make a roll.
On what?
That
Alchemy?
would be an alchemy check, yes.
Oh yeah, 19. And I'm trained.
Okay. I'm assuming you pass.
Yeah, 59. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, this is a dose of root of fool's ginger.
This is fool's ginger, it seems.
It's a ground root of it, and it's highly addictive and highly
effective.
Yes, very much so. It's not like a painkiller or anything. It just kind of, it's like the equivalent of I'm trying to think of how you would say here. Kind of like meth. It just gets you high. Really, there's not a lot of medicinal value to it.
Oh, okay.
It focuses your mind quite a bit when you are on it.
So this isn't really medicine as such. It's extremely addictive root that is used for pleasures. And some people say it helps them feel clarity, and others euphoria. And yes, it's got no real medical use that we know of. So I'm not surprised it's been used as a drug smuggling item. It's a root of pleasure.
I am very glad to have taken it off of the street then.
Extremely addictive. I must emphasize this.
Very glad. I failed my charm. just to point that out to everybody.
Yep. So yeah, you have 30 doses of fool's ginger. Which I'll say because of its that's like B2 encumbrance value for that.
Sure.
In terms of weight, it's a fairly hefty amount. Yeah, they're individually bagged in like small little bags, in a larger bag. So, yeah.
Luckily, you've got a pocket just for things like that.
Is there any markings on these little bags?
No, they are all cinched together with a like. It's odd.
Smiley
it's very
face.
out of. It's out of
The
place
yellow
here.
smiley face.
The twine is dyed, and it's dyed like a pink color. So they're all like cinched together with like a pink twine.
Obviously know nothing about marketing. Or branding.
Yeah, but yeah, you've got 30 doses of that.
Cool.
That you took from a crime scene. Well, that you were given from a crime scene because of the incompetence of the inspector of the city. And there, yeah. So you're wanting to stay the night, and then leave in the morning after everybody's rested and get rid of their imperiled condition.
That'd get me out of being wounded, so I'm okay with that.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, you do so. Though, okay. So, yeah, it's like it's starting to get towards not midnight. It's a few hours before midnight when you hear a ruckus in the city, in the settlement. Just kind of like an incomprehensible kind of like crowd noise, if you know what I mean. Just a lot of like chittering, and a large number of individuals are leaving their homes and going towards kind of the center of the settlement.
Oh no!
Is it like whenever you live near a football stadium? Because I did. I used to live near a football stadium, so you would hear just large crowds in the distance every so often.
We also had that in London. It's called Friday night, when everyone's hitting the bars.
Mm.
No,
we do not have that in Belfast.
I live in the country.
Okay. Do the voices sound angry? To use a reference that Roach might understand. Does this sound like a load of Bostonians heading to a customs house? Like,
wow, that's a. I don't know if you know, but I live in Illinois.
Explain to him what you mean in American terms. It's the only way we can get through to him.
Yeah, and
is it like New York?
No, I just described the opening salvo as the American War of Independence. It's like.
Yeah, I don't know if you realize, but I was born in the 90s of the 1900s.
As far as you tell, yeah, as far as we're aware, yes.
As far as shh. I'm not immortal.
We have yet to see proof of this.
I'm immortal until proven otherwise.
I guess that's true for everyone.
January, mate. January.
So
we got till January.
It's like directly in the center between angry and euphoric. That's I can say, like exactly in the center. Like I just rolled a 50.
Okay. So as the person of dubious legal attitude, I suggest we leave.
How come? Sounds like something's going on. Sounds interesting.
Exactly. And whenever there's stuff going on, you vacate the area after certain people have done certain things to a certain tree.
How come?
I'm with Drakel.
But I don't know. What if they found like a new type of meat or something?
There's no evidence to suggest that we're related to all this.
Oh, my calculations might have been off. They might have started the arms insurrection way sooner than I thought. They gotta go for a system of governmental change, and sometimes when that happens, heads roll. So I'm actually I'm in accordance here. Although I don't think they could make it.
Hanging from street posts.
Are you saying it's the revolvers?
I think they've made their own version of the revolvers, and I don't want to be on the wrong side of it.
Oh, the wheels of history will turn tonight.
Little did you know you had a revolutionary in your midst.
The turns have tabled.
I think we always knew.
It's finally time for the scraps to be the scrappers.
Kluft just immediately starts quoting verbatim, like Karl Marx.
So, are we sticking around or are we leaving? Drakel says, packing his stuff up, making his way towards the door.
Ashen is following Drakel.
I guess I'm also going.
I'm forced into action.
Okay.
Can we hear what they're saying as we sort of exit? Whether, you know, the king is dead, long live the king. You know, that's...
Liberté, Fraternité, Égalité, anything like this.
Rat-a-tat-a-tay.
They're more likely probably just celebrating their great victory.
Death to King Louis.
So you have there's only one way to get there's if you're trying to go to Low Hill, you have to go through kind of one of the exits, which you have to go near the crowd to do. So as you go near the crowd, the thing they're chanting starts to coalesce into one word, and you hear Blackthorn, 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 Blackthorn.
Run, 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 run.
Do they sound happy? Wait, Blackthorn. That's Stu. Oh, is that?
That's the it's a steward.
It's Stu. It's Stu.
The primary advisor to the king.
Yeah, I think there's been a revolution. I start chanting, Blackthorn, Blackthorn.
Yeah, no, you see, yeah, just
Okay, it's. Oh wait, Blackthorn was with us when we defended the fort.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hid.
Yeah, but they don't.
Like a little bitch.
They don't know that.
No, they don't. Goldtooth knows that.
Goldtooth does know that. Goldtooth's probably not here. Probably back at the fort.
Yep.
Goldtooth's probably already dead.
Soon she will cross the Rubicon and bring back to the public.
The Raticon.
Is like the crowd coalescing over anything, or?
They're moving in a direction, yeah. Like they're moving towards the wall that you're going towards to leave. So you're kind of going with the crowd as you walk.
Just as
we should find out what's going on.
Just before we leave, just want to keep a look at the crowd. There's no one's wheeling a guillotine. No one's got a flag. No one's got like enough to build a pyre. Like I just need. No one's got a load of rope. Like I need to assess the situation.
No, you look around and it seems like there's a lot of torches, but it seems mostly to be lit, like the area, because there's no lights. But you do look behind you, like towards the town center, like market area, and you do see what's probably like a hastily erect stockade, and you see like a like older rat that looks to be kind of crazy in the eye, and you realize it's the religious creature, just kind of like. Oh, like in a stockade, but he's also like from the stockade going Blackthorn, like in the stockade.
Drakel, the people who are voting.
You damn right, they stink on ice.
Well, wow, real life revolving.
I really want to stay and watch this for my book, but for my own safety, I don't think I should be here.
Drakel says over his shoulder, running down the street. Whoa!
That's okay.
The giant wheel turns once again.
So you're trying to get out through the.
Do we see Blackthorn if we're going in the same direction?
We're making sure we're going away from the revolt.
Well, there is no way out of the city in that direction. You're going towards the entrance to the city, like the main gate, to get out. And
we have to go with the flow.
There. But
blend in.
You do see.
Smile and wave, people. Smile and wave.
Towards the front, you do see a probably like a hastily erected like platform, a couple of like planks across some barrels and stuff, and you see a familiar looking rat folk in his dressed kind of like white and black uniform clothing. You're not sure. with his beret and a red feather out of there.
We did this.
We?
Beginning of last episode, somebody said the you should be in charge.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I may have said so.
Newton.
Of course it was. Now we move.
Yeah.
Well, if it's in the consequences of my actions, let's fucking go.
Well. It is the consequences of my own
Blackthorn
actions.
has his paws up, and in one hand he has a scroll, and in the other hand he has a small curved dagger that may have color on it. You're not sure, and you hear him address the crowd, and he goes, "My people! Finally, the tyranny of kings has ended!"
Oh no.
Oh, wow.
The great wisdom of those not from here has shown the light!
Oh shit!
Oh, damn.
Oh, huh.
Oh, we own it.
What
We
if
own
that
it.
was?
They're just still chanting Blackthorn.
Wait.
Blackthorn.
What?
My ascension also coincides with the defeat of the enemy!
Oh, wow.
Fuck me.
You got a point. I like turn to another rat and go, huh, is he in charge now?
He defeated the Sky Cloaks. Not only did they get poisoned in their big fort, apparently their main city got poisoned too.
Wow, that is auspicious.
It's a hand. Well, I guess the king's not God anymore, but if there was an equivalent, yes, that would be the hand of that.
Okay, this is where we teach them about the wisdoms and try to correct everything. Come on.
Too late.
Hey, Newton, this is the consequences of your actions. You fix this shit yourself.
Oh,
I
he's
see
got
you've
no chance of
overthrown
fixing
your
this.
centuries-long government. Here's a gun.
I didn't murder their entire enemy.
It wasn't God that killed all the Sky Cloaks anyway.
What do you mean?
Kluft, inside
Oh,
voice.
it was us.
Inside voice.
What?
Inside voice.
I didn't think we were keeping it a secret. I thought that...
Inside voice.
Blackthorn!
Blackthorn!
Blackthorn.
No, I want to look up at the card and go, hey, I know that guy.
Yes! We all know the leader!
Yeah, no, I've worked with him before.
Yes! As a society, we work together!
So, like, I have been in the same room. I know about a one-to-one base. Like, he'd recognize me if I were to see him in a corridor.
Too. We're in the same place right now, brother.
I don't think...
Looking at the...
Oh, it's great. They're using Kluft logic on Kluft.
He's nice.
And
He's a
now,
good
my
guy.
friends, my people, no longer shall we worship the king. We shall worship me, the one befitting of rulership.
Well, I've bought it.
I'll go around.
Thorn. All right.
It takes a lot of confidence to stand in front of a crowd like that. Real ruler material.
I also have to go. Oh, see.
So, what do you all want to do? You want to try and like work your way through the crowd to the exit?
We
Just leave the
did.
society.
We should tell Blackthorn that it was us that killed the Skycloaks. Maybe we could be in the
No, we
Revolver
shouldn't.
Council to get to enact harsh regime changes.
No, we definitely shouldn't do that.
Why not? I'm sure it would be very useful for him to know. that
No,
he
it
wants to
wouldn't.
hide
He's
his
using that
miraculous
to make
ascension.
sure that he is in command.
I'm sure he'll want to reward us and let everyone know that it was.
No, let him keep the reward. Just move on.
It's just I feel like they're under the wrong assumption. They think that it was literally an intervention of a deity.
It's a white.
And
Do
they'll let them go there.
you remember I taught you about white lies? Kluft, this is one of those.
Oh, okay.
If we say anything, we are dead because we'll be liars and heretics and strung up.
What if we tell the truth, though?
They won't care about the truth.
They won't care.
Blackthorn seems like a nice guy. I think he'll be pretty reasonable.
Yeah, he may well be, but you will be basically saying that he didn't do anything. It was all down to us, which destroys his basis of power.
And if I'm honest with you, I do not have time to become the ruler of a rat civilization, so let us keep moving.
I have.
Assuming you'll be the
Don't want it.
Stereotypical British person. Like, I can't be the leader. I don't have time for this.
I get very like man who would be king vibes, you know?
Look, we have to follow the British way of doing this, right? What we do is we install a puppet leader and then bugger off.
I'm surprised that Drakel isn't all over this. A chance to rule a society of rat folk.
Of rat folk.
Whoa! Indoor voice.
Nice discourse.
Jeez.
Nice. You broke Mitch. You broke Mitch.
Midge is currently deceased. He's gone. Hi, Midge.
Wow.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's go! Let's go!
Let's go. All right, yeah, so I just need a group. I just need a group. Let's see here. I'll probably need just checking skills here. What the equivalent of stealth was. Yeah, stealth. So there is a stealth. Good. I'll need a group stealth check.
Can you roll? Oh, there's a Mikey, but
Mikey was always here.
I was always here.
I
just did it for
failed.
a bit.
I failed massively.
I'm not making a roll. I'm failing.
it's under agility.
I failed miserably.
All right.
I'm choosing the fail.
I passed 29. I needed 45.
Cool.
No, I wanted less than 45. I got 20. I've passed.
Okay, I'm gonna roll.
I failed.
Okay, rolling very tough.
Is this an urban environment?
Yes.
Perhaps.
It's the closest equivalent you're going to get in this region. Yes. In terms of population density, yes, it is urban.
Okay. Then I will take my streetwise then.
Okay. Dagmar succeeded. Surprisingly enough.
Well, that's 2.
Yep,
Yeah,
so you Kluft.
I succeed. I succeed on my stealth check.
That's 3.
Cool. And we're just going to check here for Blackthorn's perception. You get to the gate, and nobody's stopping you. In fact, the guards that are at the gate are all euphorically like cheering, Blackthorn! Blackthorn! Blackthorn!
Oh, wow.
They're throwing down the red sashes and capes that they're supposed to be wearing, and they're like they're on the ground, and they're raising up black banners.
He's got the city watch on his side. It's all over. Usually by this stage, knights would come down and charge the crowd from horseback. That hasn't happened by now. I think it's over. I think the revolvers have won.
Kluft's seen some shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Kluft is just masking to hide the trauma of being caught.
Kluft is a revolutionary on the run. He just doesn't want to say it. He got chased out.
Ah.
Oh god.
So yeah, you get to the gate. Nobody's stopping you. To there, in fact, you're passed by like farmer rats that are coming into the city, and they've got like red clothing and stuff that's on fire on sticks, and they're just like bringing it in.
Yeah,
so,
we're not wearing our red clothing, are we, at the moment?
I'm
Well,
good.
I am.
Hold on. Yeah, no, Kluft succeeded anyway, so yeah, no, you're good. It's just that as you heard the king was dead, he slowly took off the red.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, what does everybody else like throwing down their red things to the ground? I'm gonna quietly put my red sock away.
Not getting rid of it, but just putting it back in the
Well, no, God, no. I'm
I
not gonna
gave
get rid of it.
Kluft the red sash that I had. I just give it to him.
You've been given clothes.
You're free now.
You're free.
We already made this joke.
Clothes given have no value. Clothes taken, however.
So it's what we
It's
gotta
not even
do
really
is
clothes,
like.
though. It's just like it's just a piece of cloth, though, isn't it? So that has more inherent value.
So
than
have we gotta just
well,
like present it to Kluft in a trash can? Is that like how we give him things?
Mhm.
Okay.
If you leave it lying around, it'll go away.
if you just dip it in some mud and then give it to them.
Like a little gremlin just takes it.
Womble. We've already discussed this. He is a womble.
Is he from Wimbledon?
No, he's Soviet actually.
In which case, he's not a womble. He's a somebody.
Yeah, that's true. He's a revolutionary. So that's funny. That's good.
Thank you.
So yeah, do you just want to go for the rest of it? Was like you got some sleep, so I'll say you're not imperiled anymore. You're back up to unimperiled. You had enough time to have a meal and a little sleep.
Well, because it's still nighttime, I can't get lost under a night sky, so we can at least make some headway.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Yeah, and as you leave this psychedelic portion of your lives behind you, you see a rising glow of lit torches, and you see a castle, or at least the equivalent of the manor house that the king was used to be in, on fire on the horizon.
Did we ever meet the king?
Yes.
Yeah, you did. He didn't speak, though. He was so ancient. He was talked through by Blackthorn, interpreted all of his, like, what he was saying, because he couldn't, like, very, like, whatever that, Theoden king. Very Theoden king.
Great, yeah. Grima worm-tongued it. All right, cool. Nice.
I'm glad you finally got the reference that I was given to all the advisors having really evil-sounding names.
Slime's worth Oathbreaker, I presume.
There was Stuart Blackthorn and Grand Seneschal Darkwater.
Was Darkwater an Inquisitor?
No, he's a Grand Seneschal, so he just kind of deals with like the house.
Household.
No,
Oh,
I
as
mean-
from something else, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I mean, potentially.
Battlefleet Gothic?
Oh, you mean Darkhammer?
Oh, I mean Darkhammer.
Yeah.
It was a movie.
Yeah, so yeah, you can travel for the night and a little bit of the day, and get a good way to the village. Though you will have to, unless you want to incur penalties, you will have to rest that second night. You can't push on through, or you'll have to like sleep during the day. One or the other. So, just so I know when you'll arrive, or you want to just go the rest of the day and then sleep that night and then finish off the journey the next day.
I think it makes sense to hike like the day and then sleep and take camp in the night. And then...
Okay.
Because we're not like in a big rush, really, are we? Like once we're out of the rat folk.
You're not sure how long the revolution will carry over the lands.
Oh, it sounds like it'll be eternal, mate.
The black banners of revolution will descend upon the human kingdoms and bring about.
I'm optimistic.
So yeah, you do that. You'll arrive at Low Hill in midday. Yeah, you descend from the forest and the slight elevation that you are on to Low Hill, and when you arrive kind of in the outskirts of town, it's a little different. It's a little brighter. The demeanor of it's like you can kind of have a vibe of a region. You have kind of a vibe of an area. It's not as down. Feels like it's on a little upturn. It's not nice. It's still like a backwater small village that's like in an economic downturn, but like it's not horrible.
Birdsong?
Yeah, you notice they don't drop off as they used to.
Worked. Let's find Benjamin, see what's happened.
All right. So yeah, you enter into town. And as you do, you you ask around a little bit. Where's Benjamin at? And you're pointed to the inn, the Lone Stag Inn that you've spent a couple of nights in. And when you enter, you see Benjamin sitting at a table with the dwarven proprietor, Diana Globon, like serving and talking, next to an individual you haven't seen before, a human, little like stockier built, kind of like a lot of upper arm definition. Looks a little thin to what they might be. The skin's a little hangs a little bit, and they're kind of like devouring whatever's put in front of them, just eating as Benjamin's talking as you enter, and goes, looks over to you. Oh, come in. Are you all right? It's been a while.
It's been a story.
It's there's a lot that's been happened.
Diane, could I get 4 ale, please?
Sure. Starts pouring.
She drinks it herself.
Who doesn't get an ale?
She drinks it all herself.
What can I get you all?
Something to drink would be nice. Thank you.
You got it. And I take 6 bottles of ale out from inside my big, massive pile of trash on my back.
Yeah, you saved those.
Yeah, I did.
They've been maturing for a while.
They're also very warm. Here you go.
Yeah. Got some warm ale, but it's actually not that different than the ale that you would be served here. It's just slightly
beggars
warmer.
definitely can't be choosers.
Just pop the cork. It's quite literally the stuff that's being served here. It's just
refrigeration's
It'd
not
be
a
rude
thing.
to drink it anywhere else.
Would anyone like anything to eat?
For you, dears, you don't have to pay. I've been hearing what's happening. You've done enough. And she goes back into the store while Benjamin kind of looks to you. No, I've been hearing you've had quite a story to tell. Here, Dagon's had quite a story to tell as well.
Who?
Dagon. Oh, you've never met. He's the blacksmith for the village. He's been telling me of his time in captivity.
Were you with the Skycloaks?
What's a skycloak?
Blue cloaked rat.
Yes.
Yes, that is.
For some reason, yesterday afternoon, there was a big commotion. A whole bunch of them just started dying off.
Oh, wow, that's horrible.
Just started upchucking their innards.
Sips ale casually.
What happened?
Don't know. But without them looking, I could finally have enough time to kind of get the leverage to pry the top off the wooden cage they had me in, and I was able to leave. They usually had about 10 of them following me whenever I had them. They had me fixing all of their weapons and armor.
Were you in debt to them?
Yes,
Were you in debtor's jail?
Captivity.
Servitude. Yes.
That.
I have to say, your skills at forging weaponry is quite remarkable.
We saw some of your work.
I just point at the bandages.
Sorry, you had to meet it like that instead of having to use it.
Cuts real good.
They always do.
Finished his first ale. Moves on to the second ale.
So, well, we.
It's the weirdest thing. There was some disheveled one that was wearing red paint all over his body, just screaming and laughing as he walked through the dead. Didn't pay me much mind.
Was he a king?
Oh no! Oh no!
I've been rolling in the background for the outcome of a couple of things.
I turn to I just pat the gnome on the back and says, "You weren't the only one that did something to the brew."
Well, for all of you, I've made a promise. And I aim to keep my promises. So you helped us, and, well, I mean, this one seemed to have dealt with itself. We'll send a couple of deputies up north to see what's going on with those rats.
Yes.
Careful, they're in the middle of a revolution.
Yeah, they're in the middle
Yeah, they're
of
having a revolt.
They just killed their king. The ones that long story short, Skycloaks are one group of the rats. They're dealt with now. There is another one group called the Kingdom. However, something happened that it's been wild. They're currently
Probably the backbone of Republic, I would think.
Well, no, he was firmly on the idea of a dictatorship, I think. Either way, they overthrew the king, replaced with a new one. They've got a city up there. You might need more than a few deputies. They're armed.
So
Old Leningrad now.
So it became Petrograd with the Soviet.
They're lovely. Tell Blackthorn that I said hi.
So while all that's happening, Jeska has now finished her third ale.
Yeah, I'm not going up there myself. I'm going to be going with you because I need to requisition deputies from the Lord.
Yes. Okay. He'll need a few more than deputies.
They're lovely people.
Any news on the wolves?
I haven't seen any in some time, but then again, I hadn't seen any before. Now that we got the blacksmith back, and now that things are a little quieter around here, I can go with you up north. We can get a contingent from the Lord, send it down here, and they can secure the bridge and get some engineer or some builders down here to rebuild it, reconnect the roadway. So this is the hope.
And how's the
round, love.
village been?
You got it, dear. Start bringing it back.
How's the village been? It feels different here somehow.
I had noticed. The mayor's been pretty chipper, but that's about it.
He's about to finally embrace the sweet, sweet embrace of death after several thousand years of being kept alive.
Did he get rid of his ghost? Oh, this house hasn't been haunted at all.
I don't know what to tell you. He does not have a ghost. I think, well, I mean, he may if he ever dies.
Oh, it was a past occupant.
Get down. That is not for you to bite on.
Sorry.
Well,
Diane has a cat now, apparently.
Yeah, he's going after the leather gloves I just bought.
well,
Tasty. Oh.
Bring it straight in. Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, I can bring you up north. Give yourselves a day or two to get supplies together. We gotta get everything together, and then we can ride up.
I got all my supplies ready.
All right.
I'll just wait here then, shall I?
Well, from
I'll talk with the.
from what I can tell, you might need a few days to eat and sleep before you go anywhere. Anyway, so works for me.
And I'll talk to the mayor about seeing if we can get you some sort of payment.
yes, that would be excellent. Turns out to the north of here you have some land very sacred to the wisdoms that was under threat, and that was a root cause of quite a lot of your problems.
I'm sure we can.
Oh, Tell the alchemist about it. I think they'll be. Maybe they can find a way to protect it somewhat. Magic's so strong there.
Right. Okay. Well, you all have. You'll be able to stay here free of charge, and you'll have your meals paid up. I'll make. Deanna and me have been discussing it, so that shouldn't be too hard. Just rest. Get yourselves back up to, fighting strength. It seems it's taken a lot out of you. You seem very dejected. So. Go ahead.
Oh, we've been privy to a lot of crimes. Let me tell you.
Kluft here isn't used to being.
Here.
Yeah, Kluft isn't used to being teamed up with investigators. It's old hat here.
Never before in my life. Never.
Another round, please.
Didn't know what an investigator was.
You need to be careful. You're going to imbalance your humors. I'm not cleaning it up.
Shut up, dude.
Okay.
I'll see you all later.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Who was that red guy with the hat?
Blackthorn?
No, the red guy in the hat was the person I gave all the rot gut to.
Wait, what? When did that happen?
It was the session you were away. He's the religious fanatic of the kingdom. He was like the head of their church. And I traded...
You saw him in the stockade as you left.
Yeah, he was the one you saw in the stockade as you left. I traded him some rot gut for holy water, in case we came up against zombies again.
Nice.
He used that to also poison the sky cloaks.
Cool.
Which was a suggestion that
I may have hinted at to make sure that we got more holy water, but okay.
So really, this was entirely your fault.
There's a reason Jeska's drinking heavily right now.
Hey, you got rid of a religious extremist settlement that, and
now there's another one.
And
well,
now...
we've liberated. We've liberated one city. They're now, indulging in a revolution that was inspired by us. We have killed a hostile, aggressive enemy force who were raiding bandits, really, more than anything, raiding local caravans that were going to and fro. And we've saved the forest. Nothing but celebrations going on, right?
We became
only
that.
Couple of those you intended to do.
Yeah. we became that D&D party you read about on Reddit.
Yeah. My party committed war crimes, but they did the thing.
We committed war crimes and caused a revolution. That's the two main threads.
Died, so...
Also, we finished the main quest.
Yeah. Without knowing it.
Yeah, that's
similar to Skyrim, which this was based on.
Also, I like how Jeska got it right that the blacksmith was captured by the Skycloaks and that he was making the armor.
The sky cloaks.
Watch your purses.
Weapons were all too nice.
Yeah.
Watch your purse around him, though. It turns out it sounds like he was in debtor's jail. Just saying. You don't get put away for no reason. I'm just saying.
I think it's the only reason he's alive.
But yeah. Given the fact that one of us is down and you're about ready to start up on your next big journey, and you're also this is the end of Arc 1.
Hey!
So basically, why don't we end it off here so all of you can spend all your points and then get yourself up to the part where you're